The Premier League is back. That is right, guys. I am making my predictions for the Premier League right now. Well, I've already done my predictions. I'll put that in the description. But this is my predictions for the games. And it's game week 1 tomorrow at 8. So this is going to be exciting. The opening game, Brentford, who got promoted because of the playoffs. They came 3rd in the Championship against Arsenal, who came 8th in the Premier League. Brentford, they have won no Premier Leagues. This is their first appearance, I think. Their manager is Pontus Jans. No, that's their manager is Thomas Frank. And he's just gonna probably be a really good manager. He wants to build up the tempo in the game. I feel like most managers would, and they have a really good person that can grow. He's a really good youth player, Just the Silva. He's a former Arsenal youth star, so he could be playing against his old club if he does play. He's a midfielder and he has the ball on a string, people would say. It's going to be his time to make it. It's his time to shine in the Prem, especially for Brentford's first season. So they've signed a new player, who is their record signing for 13.5 million. Christopher Ayer. Brentford's record signing. He's a monster. He's 6'6" and he's a centre-back. That's brilliant for a centre-back. He will dominate the penalty area, and that's going to be key. Their star man, I would say Ivan Toney. He's 25 and he's a striker, but I said they were going to get relegated, and I stand by that. Their goal is probably going to be to avoid relegation, probably like all of the newly promoted sides. I put them in 19th in my prediction, and I stand by that. Now we move on to the team they're playing against, Arsenal. The Gunners have won 13 Premier Leagues, and last season they finished 8th, as I said. Their captain is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Their manager, Mikel Arteta. He has to rebuild the squad this summer, though, because last season they didn't do well. And if they want his style to be played at Arsenal, he also needs to avoid pressure from the fans, because the fans don't really like him as the manager. The wonder kid, I would say, for Arsenal has to be Bukayo Saka. He was a star boy at the Euros and Arsenal's Player of the Year last season. If he had more goals, he'll be one of the league's best. Their new signing was Ben White, who was signed for £50 million. He's an English centre-back and he has a big price tag to live up to. His composure and ability to play out will be key to Arteta's gameplay. Aim for the season, Arsenal would think they want to become top 4. They want to have a Champions League place. They have no European football at the Emirates this season, so that's probably going to be their full focus, because they do want to win cups, but they need to focus on the Premier League. Star man, I would say Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's aged 32. He is a forward. I predicted them to be 10th this season. They need to prove to me that they are a top 6 team. They need to prove to me that they're a top 6 team. But now comes down to the decision. Who will win, or will it be a draw? Will it be Brentford, the newly promoted side, first time in the Prem, or will it be the Gunners? they've won the Premier League a lot of times, but they've been going downhill. This is it. Brentford 1, Arsenal 2. That is right, on the opening game of the season, I'm saying Brentford is losing 2-1 to Arsenal. Now we move on to the next game, Manchester United versus Leeds. So Manchester United, they are a good team, but they've also won the Prem a lot of times. They've won it 20 times. They've also had the quadruple before. So last season they finished second, and their captain's Harry Maguire. The manager is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He bagged United's highest finish since the days of the legend Sir Alex Ferguson. He has a lot to prove that he is going to win the Prem now. He's got a lot to prove to the fans that he is a good manager and that he can make them win the Premier League once again. They won the kid, Mason Greenwood, not going to the Euros with England due to injury, must have hurt. There's no denying that Mason has all the techers to turn into an elite goal scorer though. New signing, this is probably the biggest signing in the whole Prem. Everyone's talking about it, this signing. Everyone wanted him in the Prem. Everyone. And he's finally in the Prem. Jadon Sancho. They've been offering stuff for ages, but they just couldn't want to pay for it. He has combined 78 goals and assists in his past 3 league seasons. That is amazing. Their star man, Bruno Fernandes, he's aged 26 and his position is midfielder. He's good with penalties. You can't doubt it. He is brilliant at taking the penalties. But at the Euros, he couldn't take a penalty because Ronaldo was. Aim for this season, of course, it is to win the league. They need another trophy in their cupboard, in their trophy cupboard, because they were so close to winning the Europa League, but they shouldn't be a Europa League team. They did get knocked out by in the group stage of the Champions League, so they are a Champions League team. But they went down to Europa League. Now they are a Champions League side again. And I predicted them to come second again. They're just a second place team. And also with the signing of Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane, they're going to be good. Really good. And they are versing Leeds United. And Leeds have won 3 Premier League. But last season they finished 9th. Their captain Liam Cooper and their manager is Marcelo Bielsa. Bielsa has improved the league position every season since 2018. But building on their incredible first campaign in the Prem will be tough. Bielsa, he speaks a different language as well, so it is hard for them to understand him, especially in the Premier League team. Wonder kid, Ilian Mesler, of course. He's 21 years old and he's one of the first names on the team sheet after making 140 saves and keeping 11 cleats last season. New signing, Junior Firpo, 30 million from Barcelona. He'll bring speed, energy and strong physicality to the left-back position. And he'll fit right into Bielsa's style. Philip Starman, age 25, position midfielder. their aim for the season is let in fewer goals and make Europe. As it should be. Like, it shouldn't be Leeds' second season and they're already fighting for Europe. But they're that good. So, you might say, they only came up last season. They can't be that good to get into Europe. They are. They are really good. But that doesn't show where I said they'll be. I said they'll be 11th. I want them to prove me wrong. I do want a perfect score. But still, I think these should be higher. Because I base that on them not letting in loads of goals and just can't score, like just not scoring. But that comes to the end of me talking about those teams. So now it's time for my decision. Will Man U win? Will Leeds win? Or will it be a draw? And I'm standing up to my 11th place decision. And I'm saying that Leeds are going to concede 3 goals. And they're going to lose 3-0 to Manchester United. Next game, Leicester versus Wolves. Leicester versus Wolves. Leicester City, after 2 seasons fighting for Champions League, they've been coming 5th. The Foxes finished 5th last season. Kasper Schmeichel being their captain. He's a really good goalkeeper. Brendan Rodgers is their manager. Wonder Kid, Wesley Fofana. It has to be him. And a new signing, Patson Daka. He's 22. And he's bagged 34 goals for RB Celtic last season. He's joined by Ryan Bertrand and Bubakara Sumera. Starman Jamie Vardy, and they've already won a trophy. They've won the Community Shield. You need to put that into perspective. And their aim is to see the job through to the end. Because the last 2 seasons, they've been in a Champions League race. It came down to the last game in both of those 2 seasons, and they completely lost it. They came 5th. And I predicted them to come 5th again. I think that's a place they're going to come for all the rest of the seasons to come, unless they do big in the transfer window. And then we move on to Wolves. They didn't do well last season, and now they've lost their manager as well. Wolves finished 13th last season. Captain Connor Cody. Manager Bruno Lage. Wonder Kid Fabio Silva. And new signing Francesco Trinaccio. Of course, it's another Portuguese player. They should just wear the Portugal kit when they're playing out on the field. Starman Pedro Nicho, and also Jimenez is going to be back. People thought he wouldn't be back, but he is going to be back. Aim for the season, establish a new style. They've had a wild rise under Nuno Espirito Santo, but now they have a new manager, and they need to do better with that manager. I predicted them to come 16th. I think they're going to do worse. I don't know why. But now it comes down to a decision. And I'm saying that Leicester are going to dominate Wolves 3-1. We move on to Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Chelsea, I think, are really good. They won the Champions League. And then they won the Super Cup on penalties though. So they're not looking that good in the full 90 minutes. They came fourth last season. And they had two managers last season. Frank Lampard did terribly with them, but then Thomas Tuchel came in. Wonder Kid, Reece James. And they signed Romelu Lukaku. He's back in the Prem and everyone's going to be excited. Aim for the season, win the title. They can win the Champions League, they can win the Super Cup. But can they win the title? They need to show that. Starman, Mason Mount. And I predicted them to come third. One up from their last position. And they are playing Crystal Palace. And they've got a new manager, Patrick Vieira. They came 14th last season. Wonder Kid, he's going to come back from injury, Eberechi Eze. And they signed Mark Guehi. Aim for the season, mid-table finish, and a cup run. They need a cup run. They need to win a trophy. I said they're going to finish 14th. And in this game, I think they're going to lose 2-1 to Chelsea. Romelu Lukaku with both goals for Chelsea. Watford versus Aston Villa. This is exciting. They've got Ben Foster, the cycling CK. Watford. They came second in the Championship last season. And their manager is Xisco Munoz. Wonder Kid, Hal Pedro, and new signing Emmanuel Dennis. And for the season, stay in the league. Starman is Maya Star. And I predicted them to come 13th in the league. And they are playing Aston Villa, who just sold Jack Grealish, but brought in really good players. They came 11th last season. And they are under Dean Smith. And their wonder kid is Jacob Ramsey. They signed Buendia, who's a really good player and a brilliant star. So he's going to be really good for Aston Villa, I think. Aim for the season, get into Europe. They need to get into Europe. Even without Jack Grealish, I think they can. But I think they're just going to miss out in 8th. In this game, I think it's going to be 1-1. It's my first draw predicted. Now we move on to Everton versus Southampton. I'm fasting this up because it's going to take a while to upload and I want to get this out before the day of the game, the starting game. Everton, they came 10th last season. They had a brilliant start, but they have a new manager, Rafa Benitez, and he's an ex-Liverpool boss. Everton fans are not going to be happy about this. So that might be bad for Everton. Wonder Kid Anthony Jordan and new signing Demira Gray. Starman Calvert-Lewin, obviously, and aiming for the season, get into Europe. All of these teams' loads of these teams' aims, get into Europe. And I think they will, I think they're going to come 6th. And now Southampton, well, last season they came 15th. And they're getting run by Ralph Hasenhuttl. Wonder Kid Michael Obafemi, new signing Roman Perud. Starman Shay Adams, he's really good. He did well for Scotland in the Euros, but I wish he stayed in longer, you know. Because if he stayed in longer, he could have done Scotland a big favour. Lastly, aim for the season, find some consistency. Last season, they were a bit of a roller coaster. Doing well, doing bad, doing well, doing bad. People thought they were going to be in the top half, but they failed that and came 15th. This season, I think they're going to come 12th, so a bit better, but not in the top half. Now for the game prediction. I think Everton are going to win 2-0. Burnley, Brighton. Burnley, Brighton. Well, Burnley, they failed to impress last season. But they always find a way to stay up. That's just Burnley for you. They always find a way to stay up. Last season they came 17th. And their manager was Sean Dyche. He's the longest serving gaffer in the Prem. And he always finds a way to stay up. One look at Dwight McNeil and new signing, Nathan Collins. Star man Chris Wood, obviously. And their aim for the season is to score more goals. Outside of the relegation clubs, Brighton were the fewest goals. They scored the fewest goals. I predict them to stay up again in 15th. But Brighton, last season they finished 16th. And they're under Graham Potter. One kid, Tariq Lamptey. New signing, Enoch Mwempu. Starman, Yves Missouma. And the aim for the season is to finish mid-table. That's what they should be doing. I think they're going to get rock bottom. And I think the game's going to end 0-0 in this particular game. But now Norwich Liverpool, that was the opener 2 seasons ago. And when Liverpool beat Norwich in both of their openers and the Prem's opener, Liverpool won the league. Can they do it again? I think they're good. Like Norwich, they won the championship. Their manager Daniel Farke, wonder kid Max Aarons, new signing Billy Gilmore, he's a really good player. Starman Team Pookie aim for the season to break the cycle. The last 2 times that Norwich have been promoted, they've been relegated. But I think they're going to finish 18th and get back into the championship. I don't think they're a good side. I don't think they're a Premier League side. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, wonder kid Curtis Jones, new signing Ibrahima Konate. Starman Mohamed Salah, aim for the season, reclaim their crown. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll finish 4th. But in this game, I think Liverpool are going to beat Norwich 4-2. Now we move on to Newcastle versus West Ham. Newcastle. They came 12th last season. Manager Steve Bruce, wonder kid Matty Longstaff. And signed no one, apparently. Well, this was written, like, I found this thing ages ago, but not ages ago. Just before Newcastle signed anyone. And I don't think they have signed anyone. I think they've got Joe Willock back, but that's all. Starman Alan St. Maximan, aim for the season, mid-table finish. I think they're going to come 17th and just miss out from relegation. Now West Ham. Last season 6th, brilliant season. Manager David Moyes. Wonder kid Ben Johnson. New signing Craig Dawson. Starman Declan Rice. Aim for the season, don't fall back down the table. I think they're going to come 9th. I don't think they'll get more European football. Actually, I do think they will. But I think they're going to have to go down from Europa League and then win the Europa Conference League. I think that's their best way to get European football. My thoughts on the game. I think West Ham are going to win 2-0. Last game and probably best game of this first game week. Tottenham Man City. Tottenham last finished 7th. Manager, they got a new one. Nuno Espirito Santo. Wonder kid, Brian Gill. A new signing, Christian Romero. Starman, Heung-min Son. And for the season, make a push for the top 4, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to finish in the Europa Conference League place again. Now Man City. Man City won the league last season. They have Pep Guardiola as a manager. He's a brilliant manager. They have Phil Foden, a wonder kid, brilliant player. And they signed Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is a City player. They lost the Community Shield, but still, that's not a big trophy. Aim for the season, be even better than before. Score more goals, concede less, and just win by even more points. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think Man City are going to win the league. And this Tottenham Man City game is going to be a cracker. I wish I could stream it, but I can't because I'm busy. But I think Man City are going to win 2-1. And also, will Harry Kane be playing for Tottenham? Or will he be playing for Man City? Or will he not be playing at all? Because he didn't. If he does play for Tottenham, then he would want to score and show that Man City that they want to buy him. If he plays for Man City, he wants to score against Tottenham, his old club. And if he doesn't play, he's worried. He's worried that, he's not worried. Just Nuno doesn't want to play Kane because they don't want Man City to buy Kane. But I think Man City's going to win 2-1. If Kane does start, I think he's going to score Tottenham's goal. If he doesn't, I think the goal's going to go to probably Heung-min Son. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. But this video, if you have, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, make it great, so turn on post notifications, and I'll see you for game week 2.